Hey everybody, Eddie Joe on Crypto here for your Sunday Roundup. So the past week has been nuts, right? Crypto's just been skyrocketing, including coins like Solana. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes. The first I wanted to start off with Justin Sun. If you've watched my previous videos, I'm not a fan at all. Justin Sun says he's willing to pay up to $1 billion for DCG assets. Again, DCG, Grayscale, Genesis, major problems going on there, and it can have far-reaching effects. I want to read you some of the holdings that DCG has, and you might recognize a few. Blockchain.com, BitPay, BitGo, Chainalysis, Circle, Coinbase, CoinDesk, Decentraland, Etoro, Hedera Hashgraph, Kraken, Ledger, Lightning Network, and a hell of a lot more. So I don't trust Justin Sun. I don't know him personally, obviously, but I don't trust him. I don't trust what he's done in the past, because if I look at your past, I'm going to, use that to look at your future, right? So yeah, that's not something I'm looking for. But if things are that bad at DCG, where you have somebody like a Justin Sun who just put his finger on Hobie Global, yeah, I'm thinking things are bad. I'm thinking that really bad news is going to come out of this whole DCG thing. I thought they'd be able to weather the storm, but every time I turn around, it's something else and something else and something else, and they're hurting for cash. They're hurting for money. Liquidity is a problem, and selling off of assets is clearly on the table. So that's what I'm paying attention to in that space. Now, BNY Mellon represents a traditional financial institution, one of the oldest banks in the country, I believe might be the oldest. They're digging in. They're digging into crypto, and it's a major, major thing. What they're saying is, listen, just look at what they're saying. What they're saying is, crypto's here to stay. You're either going to work with it or you're going to get crushed by it. They're working with it. Not only are they looking at crypto, but they're looking at the underlying technologies and how they can actually be leveraged. I like BNY Mellon from a stock perspective because of their approach to crypto, right? Because what they're saying is, it's not an approach to crypto, it's an approach to a new way of thinking. And there's a big difference in that. It means that they're not afraid to explore new opportunities, new technology, new way of doing things. That's what I'm looking at. All right. Shibarium. I think the more I hear about Shibarium, what it can do for SHIB and, new token Bone, I just sit there and I just go, wow. If what the developers are saying is half true, I think that's going to be a huge boost to SHIB. Huge boost, right? I think there are things going on there that you need to pay attention to. That's if you're involved in SHIB at all, I think that's something you should be paying attention to. Me personally, yeah, I have a brand new DCA strategy. I had a DCA strategy. I got out, got back in, started buying, started implementing my new DCA strategy. I was able to get out of what I didn't think was going to move ahead fast enough and get into things that I saw that were definitely going to move ahead, and I'm enjoying the upward momentum. That said, I'm also paying attention to what is not upward momentum, what could be coming that could be negative. So that whole DCG thing, yeah, that could wind up being negative, and that's a big deal. Sorry, I keep looking over here because I have a fireplace going, and I just want to make sure it doesn't smoke too much. So I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at things like SHIB, things that are going on, just getting, kind of a lay of the land for the next week, right? I think there's more good news that's going to come out. I think the only macro, not the only, but I think the burning macro event that could really have impact, negative impact, is going to be the whole DCG thing. We already found out, it's a nice glass of wine from Rioja, Spain. It's really nice. It's like a red blend mix, so it's really cool. I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, there are things going on that I should be paying attention to that are micro events, right? Small news, like the thing I just said about Shibarium. Big news, like I said about DCG. And I take all that into account and I look forward for the next week. This coming week, I'm expecting some profit taking, a little bit of a dip. Is it possible we could see a big dip? Really depends on macro events like DCG, like other things that could pop up. If there are no macro events that can drive things down, we could be looking at another week of bull run. That's what we could be looking for. So I'm getting up early, snatching headlines, paying attention, taking my notes, making my moves, making my decisions based on that. That's what I'll be doing for the next week. I'm looking for things that will affect us in the next week and affect us for the next, go forward long-term strategy. What surprised me is Solana's move into the top 10 and move back into the top 10 for a quick second. I think it's at 11 right now on CoinMarketCap. I get it. They had an astonishing 132% move in the first, the first 15 days of the year. It's awesome. I'm still not putting my money into it. And the reason why is because I'm looking at it from a technology perspective. I cannot trust technology that cannot be depended upon. Plain and simple. Can't do it. Won't do it. There are other people that just be like, oh, they're doing well and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But look at what happened the last time. The last time things got burned, it went down, some kind of network issue, whatever, people got burned. This is what I'm paying attention to. I don't want to be one of those people. So if you made money off of this, I'm happy for you. I'm not in that coin. Not at all. I won't be in that coin until they can show me that they can keep their network up. Straight up. NFT, something, minor. I don't care what it is. If I cannot keep my project up, I'm not going to be using that platform. There are other platforms that I can use. So that's what I would be looking at. Again, dollar cost averaging is a very big deal. Okay? When big things happen, you look at your DCA strategy, you look at how much money you have on the side. And the reason why I bring up having money on the side or what they call, dry powder, cash on hand, it's because you can see a whole bunch of things come through that can really make a move for you. Really. So that's what I'm paying attention to. If I see that there's an unexpected dip in something, mistake, whatever it was, a blip, and if there's an unexpected downturn, I'm going to execute. And I'm going to use my dry powder to do it. And I'm going to stick to my DCA strategy. The reason why is because I don't want to mess up the flow of my DCA strategy. Take additional money out of my DCA strategy to go do something. Your dollar cost averaging strategy is meant to be done on a regularly scheduled basis and not necessarily react to market movement. I'm going to buy $100 a month. That's it. I'm just going to buy $100 a month, $100 a week, whatever your money will allow you to do. Pay attention to that. Stick to that. Just maybe have some money on the side in case something moves. All right? India, which is a really long-term view. When I look at government things, I'm looking at really long-term views. El Salvador, small country, making moves to adopt crypto, mine crypto using free energy from a volcano. Awesome stuff. India, the Reserve Bank of India's governor is still calling for a 100% crypto ban. And I want you to let that wash over you for a minute. You have a country as big as India, the number of people that they have, and this guy's calling for a ban. And I'm sitting there and I'm just going, why? Why? Is it because, crypto is a game changer? It's highly possible. But watch out for those global events, because those global events can soon become global sentiment. Luckily right now I don't see that, but I am paying attention to it. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. That is my Sunday roundup. If you have questions, let me know. Hopefully I can answer them. Have a good one. Bye-bye.